G'day guys, welcome back to RC Chronicles. Today it is part 4 of my Wltoys 144001 on-road speedrun car build. Let's get into it. Alright guys, in today's episode I'm going to give you a quick update on the progress of my 144001 on-road speedrun car build to date. The last time I did a video I had actually just cut out the carbon fibre under tray. I've made a bit of progress since then, so I wanted to update you all on how that is going. If you haven't seen the first videos, check out the playlist in the top corner now, boom, and we'll get down to it. I'm showing you what I've installed so far and a look at the body, both on the car, both uncut and the rough cut of the body. So stay tuned to see what it all looks like. I'm really happy with it so far. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Let's go over to the bench. Guys, don't forget, subscribe and smash the bell. Alright guys, in the last video, in my last update, I actually had just cut the carbon fibre and was ready to attach it to the chassis and put everything on it. I have made a little bit of progress. I've got the body that I want to put on it, this Blitz Body. I'll leave a link to this body in the description below if you're interested. I've got it on, just sitting on here roughly, sort of in the rough sort of spot that I want it to be. It's actually a little forward from what it was, but that's about the position that I want it to be. So I will take the body off and show you what I've been getting up to and what I'm actually ready to do on it now. It's coming along fairly steadily. I haven't done much on it for a while because I've actually been waiting for some parts, and the parts have arrived. Let me just put that over there so it doesn't fall. Alright, so here we go guys. I have, as I mentioned I was gonna put the gearboxes back on. They've all been pulled apart and re-greased in the normal way that you do these Wltoys cars. There's plenty of videos on that, so I didn't need to show you any of that. And there's also plenty of videos on pulling apart and putting back together, so this is more an update type style series that's letting you know what changes I'm making and how I'm going about doing it. So I have now attached the carbon fibre to the plate to the bottom of the chassis, and I have also cut little wedges out because I noticed when I put the wheels on that there wasn't really quite enough space for the wheels, especially the front wheels with the steering. I wanted there to be plenty of trouble and movement, so I just cut little wedges out, and it actually looks pretty cool like that anyway. I'll flip it upside down so we can see underneath. There's the underneath. I haven't addressed yet these two screws here go into the chassis that's a little bit angled, and that's why they're sitting just slightly proud of the surface because they want to ride up and sit a bit crooked. So I know what I want to do with that. I've just got to get the parts for it, so when I do I will let you in on what I'm going to do on it. But I have attached this carbon fibre plate to the chassis in multiple places. This is the front, this is the motor mount, this is the steering, this is the servo, and I did this so if I wanted to change the servo or if I wanted to take the motor mount off, I didn't have to pull the carbon fibre plate off in order to get to the screws, and they make very strong fixing points. So that carbon fibre chassis plate, under chassis plate, isn't going anywhere, guys. To be totally honest with you, if I had this build over again, I'd probably just completely do away with the original chassis and just go totally carbon fibre. The only issue I would need to work out would be wedges for the front and rear diffs, because they sit on a slight angle. The chassis actually bends upwards slightly, so I'd need to have wedges fabricated. I probably could with 3D printing, but I just haven't looked into that. But I've got the motor, the brushless motor in there. It is a BL3650 4000 kV, 4300 kV motor, and it's a Chalance motor. And I will leave a link to this motor in the description as well if you are interested. Now, one quick note, when I actually purchased an aftermarket drive shaft. Now, if you do this, guys, be really careful which ones you get, because I put this in, I didn't really check it, I just put it in assuming that, yeah, everything would be alright. And when it was in and when I had everything together, I suddenly discovered that the front wheels just would not turn. They were just totally bound up, and I thought, oh, maybe I put the front diff in the wrong way around, which was causing them to conflict with each other. But I checked that was in the right way around. I couldn't for the life of me work out what it was, so I took the drive shaft out and actually lined it up with one of the original drive shafts that I had, to discover that this aftermarket drive shaft is about 4mm longer than the standard drive shaft. So if you do get an aftermarket one, check the length of it before being dumb like me and actually installing it, to discover that you need to pull the whole thing apart again to actually get it out. That's why I haven't really done much in the way of a video on it for a bit, because I did that and just put it aside for a bit because it really gave me the snots. So, but that's sorted now, so just a bit of a warning, guys, just be careful of these aftermarket drive shafts. Some of them are a little bit longer than the standard one, which surprises me slightly, but hey. Now, I've also got installed the JX Servo. I haven't put the servo horn on yet. I have also gone along and put drip screws in each of these areas here. There's a little hole in here. I'll take a couple of quick snaps of those areas so you can see easier. There are videos on it and heaps of people are doing it anyway, so it's no great mystery. But I'll put those in. I used M3 grub screws that were 10mm long, so I'll link that information in the description below as well in case you're interested. And I haven't set the drip quite yet. It's got to go down probably to about there, so it's going to be riding very low in order for that Blitz body to actually fit on. So I'm going to, that's the next job, making sure that I get the droop set right. I have gone along and I've actually set the camber on all four wheels to pretty much 0. It's just flat. I don't need camber for it being a speedrun car, because it's just basically going straight ahead, and I want all four wheels to have as much of the surface of the wheel in contact with the ground all at the same time. So I've got I don't feel like if I push down it bottoms out, and those rear wheels are still totally in contact with the ground, so I don't feel like the rear wheels need any negative camber from this low position, because I have already drooped it a bit and adjusted the camber on it. And I've also adjusted the steering. I've made it so they're pretty much negative, that there's no toe in or toe out. It's pretty much neutral. It's pretty much completely straight. I might give it slight toe in, but I think it's better without too much of either, because toe in and toe out are good for steering and stuff like that. And basically with straight runs, you want to try and keep it straight. You don't want to be turning corners or anything, so I think that's fine. But so that's pretty much what it's up to. Oh, and I also used an aftermarket top plate, which went on quite nicely. It was a couple of the screws were slightly needed a little bit of forcing, but once they moved, it actually went on fine. And that has made the chassis with this top plate and this carbon fiber. This thing is rigid and solid as you wouldn't believe. It is really rigid, so really good. So I'm really looking forward to giving it a try. I've also got these real quick to show you. I got this motor in a combo with an ESC, and the ESC came, these bags, oh there we go, the ESC came with a Dean's connector, and I didn't want that, so I have actually changed it over to an XT60 connector. So there's an XT60 connector on there, and I haven't quite worked out yet where I'm going to put this ESC, because it won't quite, unfortunately, it won't quite fit in that space that is there. That would need way too much modifying to get that to fit. I guess I could do it that way, but if I did it that way, it's half hanging off, and I don't feel like that's quite enough grab. Another option is to put it there, maybe like that. I think that's probably another option, depending on whether the body will fit on like that. So I've got to work that out, and then I want to make sure the wires aren't all going all over the place. And I've also got this here, which is a parallel plug connector. I actually I was going to make one, but I found one on eBay that was actually the same price as it would have cost me to buy the connectors that are actually on it, and then I would have had to have sourced some more wire and then spent the time soldering. So I just bought this. I think it was like $6 and it was already done. So that's basically, we'll plug into that, and then I'll be able to separate it to two sides, because I'm going to have one battery sitting on each side. So I'll split it and have the cords going one to either side, which is very cool. And I will just drag this out of the way. That runs really nicely, by the way, guys, now. And I've also got this. It is an LC Racing body post set that I'm going to use for attaching the Blitz Body. It is L6033 is the code if you're interested. I will leave a link to that in the description below as well, though. Anyway, but they're the body posts that I'm going to use to attach the body. But anyway, guys, that's about it. I don't want to ramble for too long, because it's not really a building video as such. It's more just an update. Oh, and I've also for the present got these Pirelli foam tyres on it. I've also got some contact foams for it. These are Pirelli 40 Shore tyres, and I think they're 26mm wide at the front, 30mm wide at the back. I think that's what these ones are. I just measured them, and yes, 26mm wide at the front and 30mm wide at the back. Alright guys, I have now rough cut out the body, and to the length of it roughly, I think that's going to be a good length for the body, and I've rough cut out the wheel arches. They're probably going to need a little bit more work just to fine tune them, but this is going to look really good with it down and with the suspension properly lowered. I think this body is actually going to work really nicely. I like the look of it, guys. So what do you guys think of the look of it? I think it's looking really quite cool. For a small car, this body is just, yeah, superb. I'm still debating what colours to use on it. Leave a comment down below what sort of colours you think might look good on it. I was thinking metallic purple and white, and maybe a splash of metallic green, or maybe a blue and a fluoro-y pinky type colour, something along those lines. I'm not sure yet which one is the go. Leave a comment to what you think it might work, and also, yeah, leave a comment whether you think the back should be trimmed more than what it currently is, or whether it looks fine as it is. Anyway guys, that's the progress of this build so far, and I'm really happy with the way it's coming along. That body is looking really sweet on the car. What do you all think, guys? Leave a comment down below. The build is coming along really nicely. Hopefully soon I'll be able to get the body posts sorted. That way I can then start putting some of the finishing touches on where I want certain things inside the body, like the ESC and stuff, because I don't want to permanently place those until I got the body sorted and the actual chassis lowered to the right level. So I'll crack on with that, and in the next video we'll see how that is coming along. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Please consider subscribing and smashing on that bell. It means a lot. You'll be able to see future build logs of this particular car and this car running, which I'm hoping is gonna do well. So far my on-road speed record is 90 kilometers an hour, and that was with my X-Star Pro that I turned into the X-Star Extreme. If you haven't seen that 90 kilometer an hour video, I'll leave a link in the corner now. Boom, it's actually pretty funny. Had a great day. But anyway guys, that's enough for me for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. I'm Matt, RC Chronicles. Catch you later, guys.